Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got back from a screening after seeing Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets. This was a 2017 film that was written and directed by Luc Besson, who I know some people were excited for this movie because this was Luc Besson's big return to a sci-fi epic movie. He hasn't done something like this since The Fifth Element, and people were looking forward to this. Hell, even I was somewhat looking forward to this, even though I wasn't impressed by the trailers or anything that I have seen beforehand. But after watching it, the plot is we meet Dan DeHaan, who plays Valerian. He's this agent that works for this government. Cara Delevingne plays Laureline. They discover that there might be some secrets in past missions and things that they weren't quite aware of involving this race of these aliens and what happened to their home planet and yada 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 yada. Oh yeah, they're in love, or at least Dane DeHaan is in love with her. That's the movie. Honestly, I could sit here and try to make more sense of the plot and try to go through detail, blow by blow, what exactly went on here. But honestly, one, I don't want to do that. And two, I don't know probably half of what was going on in this movie. I'm not saying it's really that hard to follow. At the end of the day, I do know what went on in the movie. The problem was that I didn't care. I didn't care about really anything that I saw on screen. I will say this, Luc Besson, he's an interesting director. He's a good director in the sense of he has this image, he has things that he maybe thought of, or just creatively he knows how to present these things on screen for us to watch. And most of it looks great. Most of this movie looks visually stunning. It does. There are scenes where you're in this alien world and it looks real. The CGI is pretty flawless, especially since I heard that he self-financed this movie. Nobody else, no other studio really wanted to touch this property, which is based on an old graphic novel or some shit like that. But Luc Besson was so desperate to do it that he put his own money into this. That's how bad he wanted to get this made. And so on those levels, I respect the guy. On those levels, I'm like, well, fucking A, dude. Good job. Good job getting a movie made that nobody else really wanted to make. But when you watch the movie, you go, well, did it really need to be made? Or should you have been the guy to do it? Maybe you should have gotten another director to come in, or another writer. Somebody who would have beefed this script up a little better. Because honestly, the problems start with, well, the script. Because I was never really bored watching the movie. Visually, there was too much going on for me to ever get bored. I was watching it, and I was in the world. I was sort of just like in awe of what I was looking at, but script-wise, dialogue-wise, plot-wise, the dialogue is terrible. It is. Trying to connect to Dane DeHaan and Cara Delevingne is damn near impossible. Now, I like them as actors and other things, but here trying to buy them as a potential couple was not only annoying because honestly looking at the two of them together, they look like brother and sister. So I just thought on some level it was creepy. But the whole movie, the reason why we're supposed to buy them as partners or buy any chemistry between them is the first bit of dialogue is Dane DeHaan begging for her to go out with him. Begging. And then you get this backstory of, oh, he's a ladies' man, he's a player, he slept with like 100 women or whatever the hell the number was, and so she doesn't trust him. She doesn't believe that he really could be in love with her, and he's trying to convince her throughout the whole movie to marry him. We're just thrown into this relationship or lack thereof, and then you're supposed to care on whether or not they end up together. I didn't care, and I didn't really buy Dane DeHaan as some suave, cool ladies man type guy, because most of the rest of the movie he's brooding and he's kind of emo. I also never really bought him as a badass, as a guy who could go in there and kick some ass. But hey, I'm not going to blame him. I'm not even going to blame Cara Delevingne, because if anything, they made her more of the badass, more of somebody who could go in there and beat people up, and I could buy it. Clive Owen, who I can't even remember the last time I saw Clive Owen in a movie. Maybe it was like one of the Bourne movies. It's been a long time, 10 plus years. He randomly shows up here as the commander. John Goodman does the voice of one of the aliens. It's really short, but I recognize his voice, so I just wanted to point that out. Ethan Hawke plays this character, Jolly the Pimp. And I know some people might be laughing or thinking, that sounds great. That's the humor that people wanted to see, like that was in The Fifth Element, which is why even I love The Fifth Element, which is what I was also hoping to see in this movie, similar to what was there. Just that humor, that wackiness, that over-the-topness, that was just, it worked well there. I'm starting to think that a lot of it was the cast, or a lot of it was the 90s, the time, because any wacky, goofy moments that they did here, don't get me wrong, there were people in the crowd, in the audience, who were laughing. I just wasn't. I just never really laughed. I just kind of sat there and rolled my eyes at a lot of it, and just, it never really brought me to laughing at all. Maybe slightly amusing, and clearly some other people enjoyed it more than I did, but I wasn't overly impressed with the humor. Rihanna shows up as this character, Bubble, and I still think Rihanna sucks as an actress. I do. I don't see her getting any better as an actress. But the character was interesting, but the character's barely in the movie, and it just kind of felt like, oh, really? That's it? That's all you're going to do with this character? I did see it in 3D, and there were some scenes, some action scenes, some space scenes with these effects where it does look really good. I just wish I cared more about the story, about the plot, about these characters, about the situation going on. I wish I wasn't just so disinterested in everything. I came out not positive. My rating, I almost want to say some old bullshit, but visually it looks too damn good. I'm gonna have to say the lowest of rentals. That's me being kind. That's me being like, hey, you might rent it or watch it on TV and say, wow, this looks really great. But shut your brain off. Don't try to look for anything deep in this story, because it's not there. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you're at all interested in checking out Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets and Moons, or whatever the hell it's called. Or if you have seen it, did you like it more than I did? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!